Hello viewers, and welcome to another quick tip video that I've got from the world of Renko Chart Trading. Now, this is one of the biggest issues I hear about in the world of Renko Charts. Probably the question I get asked the most, and it's all about repainting. Now, for those that don't know what repainting means, basically it means the temporary blocks being formed on the Renko chart that don't cement themselves as permanent until a certain criteria has been reached. That means they can come and go, disappear, create when within that sort of window, and also in regards to signals, it can not allow you to create signals on, say, big moves in the Renko chart. So there's a lot of issues around there, but there are ways of getting around this to improve the situation. What you've got to realize is that Renko chart trading will involve repainting. It's just part of what it is, but like I said, we can limit that impact by taking on a few different ideas. Now, the first idea is, why not just stick to standard Renko charts, to traditional Renko charts that come off of tick data, and lessen that effect. That's what Renko charts traditionally about. But if you're moving on into the more modern world, where a lot of these software packages, charting packages, you'll see add time into the equation, even default, something like Trading for defaults to a time. You have to pick a time period, and that therefore creates this repainting issue. Now, the second way of thinking about this is, well, you've got to get a different mindset, a different approach. Now, I'm going to refer you to this video right here. It's on my channel, and that gives you a different way of thinking about how to utilize the repainting of the Renko charts. You can adopt that approach. You can become also very successful, and you can get that psychological impairment out of your thought process about the impact of the repainting. And the third process, that's a bit more practical, and I think we're going to have a look at that right now in the charts. Now, the biggest culprit to the block size issue is the evolution of the charting software technical analysis package that we get available to you. I've got TradingView here. That is one of the packages that does it this way. When you set up a chart, a Renko chart in TradingView for Renko, you must assign it a time frame. And initially, in this example, we've got a 45-minute time frame for the S&P 500 with a fixed block size of 20. Now, obviously, as the time develops, we might see these temporary blocks building out over here, but the signals, whether you've got moving averages, stochastics, won't trigger because it's temporary. So therefore we have a problem with getting timely trade signals, which is why I believe most people are concerned about the Renko chart. But the quick fix for this is to think of it like this. Now, what we want to do is we want to stick with our block size of 20, but we want to change the time frame to the fastest one we can available. Now, just going to show you how this impacts the block size. I'm going to flick it to ATR. Let's get rid of the drawings. You can see on the 45-minute, the ATR, let's actually put that to 14, which is the standard normal default. We've got an ATR, didn't change it much, ATR up there at the top, with a block size of 10 on that 45-minute chart. Now, like we said, we've got the repainting issue with these blocks moving and not closing off until that 45-minute window has closed. So we could get a whole chain. On the open of the US market, we could see a big chain down. Like I said, nothing happens signal-wise for you. So what do? Like I said, we keep the block size, but we change the time frame down. Now, like I said, we want to keep that block size. Let's take it down to the fastest one available. Now, on my chart package, we got seconds. We can go down to 1 second, but look what that does to the block size, takes it to 0.25. That hasn't helped us because we actually want to stick with our 10 block size. So what do? We adjust the block size back to our fixed amount, which was 10, maybe from that higher ATR number. And now we've got a chart, a Renko chart, that is going to update every second. So if that does move quick, the blocks start filling off down here to the downside, they are going to become permanent, and you're going to get much faster signals if you're using a moving average cross, say price moving down there, stochastics down the bottom there, whatever, it's going to work. So by moving that time frame as close to the original sort of theory behind Renko charts, and sticking with your block size from that higher time frame, you wanted the 45-minute time frame, but you still wanted to stick to that $10 block size. That's the way to get rid of a lot of the repainting issue. Now the problem, or one of the side effects of this approach, taking it down to second, is you're going to see a lot more granularity in the blocks. It's not going to be as smooth, so you're going to have to factor that into your back testing, your strategy, your thought process, and your design. If you don't want to be quite as aggressive, maybe just set it to 1 minute. Again, it will reduce the repainting issue somewhat, but it will update only a minute every minute. But it will create more permanent blocks faster with keeping to that, like we say, our standard fixed block size. So that's my third way around it. I think it's probably the easiest fix out of them all. Getting your hands on a traditional charting Renko package is quite tricky these days. Number 2 requires a different mindset approach. Number 3, like I said, I think it's the easiest way, and probably the one that you can implement the quickest, but caveat, do test it thoroughly first before committing to that process. So I hope you found that useful, and it's given you something to think about and work upon. Now, if you like today's video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I'm always producing content. Love to hear your thoughts and ideas as well. Can turn that into new content as well in 2024. Now, I mentioned in point 2 there was a video to refer you to. That's coming up in a minute at the end of this video. Link for you there. And also, if you want to learn more, get into more about Renko, fabulous course on the platform, on the YouTube channel. It's about 25-26 videos. It's going to give you all you need to know about the world of Renko. Start from the top, work your way through, and you'll be a Renko master. And that link is coming up now.